People like Dick Durbin are so freaked out, and he goes on CNN, and he's trying to talk down Kash and say, oh, he's not qualified. Let me tell you, the guy's qualified.
It is such a loss. Are you aware the hearing is still going on as planned today in less than an hour, frankly?
Yes, at 9:30 we're going to start the hearing on the person the president has chosen to lead the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I can tell you I have some questions, serious questions about his competence for that responsibility. Remember, we're talking about 38,000 criminal and civil investigators in the premier law enforcement agency, not just in the United States, but in the world. We want a person there who is responsible, experienced, and can handle this awesome responsibility.
And Senator, you have general questions, as you just said, about his ability to handle an agency of that size, but you also have very specific questions about a specific moment during the end of the Trump administration. Explain.
Well, I can tell you that there was, you don't have to go searching for a playbook when it comes to Mr. Kash Patel. He has published a book called Government Gangsters, which goes into excruciating detail about his theories on political conspiracies and retribution against those who did not treat him properly over the years. To give this man the authority of leading the Federal Bureau of Investigation, I think is questionable. We need someone with sound judgment who is not driven by politics, and Mr. Patel does not fit that description.
Understood. And I was referring to the hostage rescue and his
like Biden's people were not driven by politics. Are you kidding me? I mean, he says this, right, with a straight face. So they hate him because they're terrified of what he is going to find out. Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fannie Willis, and Jack Smith. Like, they're so freaked out about what is about to be uncovered if Kash gets the gig. And Kash is going to get the gig because, well, you know, I'm basing this on Polymarket, which tends to have a pretty good instinct on these things. 94% chance at this point in time he's going to get confirmed. Pete Hegseth got confirmed. RFK is going to get confirmed. I'm telling you, the whole world is going to change as you know it. Maybe Tulsi, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Joy Reid, you know, she's the one who was just, oh, thank goodness, you know, all these people like Letitia and Fannie and Alvin, they're bringing it home for me.
In prison. But for me, there is something wonderfully poetic about the fact that despite the fact that even if convicted, he's not going to go to prison, the first person to actually criminally prosecute Donald Trump is a black Harvard grad, the very kind of person that his former staff, the people who worked for him, Stephen Miller, et cetera, want to never be at Harvard Law School. But he was. And he came out and graduated. He's prosecuting you, Donald. And a black woman is doing that same exact thing in Georgia. And a black woman forced you to pay a $175 million fine that's out now also in question because the people who put it up, that might not be legit. Donald Trump is being held to account by the very multicultural, multiracial democracy that he's trying to dismantle. And for me, there's something poetic and actually wonderful about that. It says something good about our country that we're still capable of having that happen. Go DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home on today.
No, it's striking.
Her DEIs are bringing it home. Bunch of lawsuits that, by the way, you know, I guess they got Alvin Bragg and they can brag that they got the felony conviction there, but that's eventually going to get tossed out in the appellate court. Letitia James has got nothing. In fact, if anything, if you listen to what those appellate judges were saying, they were like, wait a second, we need to make sure that like this kind of stuff doesn't happen before because if it happened here, it could happen again. And we need to rein in these very politically motivated prosecutors. And the DEIs, I'm sorry, but like been there, done that. Like that's not working. It's not working for this country. You know, we are a meritocracy and we were founded on that. In the United States of America, we don't care what color you are. We don't care what sex you are. We only care that you can get the job done. And let me tell you, that's all Donald Trump cares about, for sure. I mean, for goodness sakes, we saw that today, did we not? We saw that on display. He said over and over and over again, we can't be relying on DEI. We're going to get into that coming up. I mean, it's one of the reasons I started 76 Research, by the way, my financial firm, 76research.com. Use code word dollar. You can get the 76 report for just $1 a month. I encourage you to do that. But this was in part because I saw Wall Street doing this, and I'm like, this makes no sense. I talked to my buddy Rob, who'd run billions of dollars for decades on Wall Street, and I'm like, what is going on? We both had the same reaction. So that's partly why we started that.